Guys, Mark Goldberg here from Mark Vlogs Watches with a quick word for your friend and mine, ArchieLuxury, Paul Pluta, AC3, Archibald Chesterfield III. You know, he invented the quick wristwatch check, and the rest of us on YouTube, well, we just stole it. Help keep Archie full-time on YouTube by liking this video, watching this video, tell your fuckhead friends, and make sure to subscribe to his Patreon. And now, ArchieLuxury.
Hey guys, it's Paul Pluta on the Paul Pluta channel. Today guys, paid reviews, very important to the ArchieLuxury cash flow paid reviews. Today, let's do paid review. We're going to do JU54, quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing my Tudor Black Bay Burgundy. Did you know I invented the wristwatch check? Yes. Okay guys, let's jump straight in. This is JU54. This is for Norman. And Norman says, "Hi Arch, my name is Norman and I live in New York City. I love your videos. They are not only hilarious, but very informative. I've sent you $60 via PayPal. I was hoping the Pontiff could give me some advice. About a year ago, I bought my first Rolex, a stainless steel Daytona. 116520 with black dial. I believe the model dates back to around 2005. Okie dokie. Very nice watch indeed there. I love this watch and I have had my eyes on it for ages. However, upon buying it, I was torn between the white dial and the black dial. The white dial looked cleaner, but the black dial looked sportier and cool. I ultimately went for the black because I want to buy a white dial, fluted bezel, Datejust 36 at some point in the future. The only thing about this Daytona I don't like is the fact that this particular model has subdials that seem goldish. Did Rolex change the sundials colors over the years? Later models of the 116520 black dial seem to have subdials that look completely silver. Maybe I should trade it for the white dial. Tell me what you think." Okie dokie. For the next watch, which I plan to get in a few years, I was thinking of the following: an IWC Portuguese automatic with black date, black dial, a JU54 Master Ultra Thin Moon silver dial, or a JU54 Master Thin Date silver dial. I'm not so sure I'd want the Datejust next, since I may want to try a new brand and some variety. What do you suggest? I've attached photos for your reference, so thank you very much there. Okay, let's have a look here. Now, I don't know, these photos here, they look like stock photos. Look, seriously, you've got a 116520. What is that model? Well, basically, that is the Rolex in-house. See, what happened with the Daytonas, you've got a situation where they were plastic 4 digits. These were 60s and 70s, and up until the 80s, 1988, Rolex went, because before 1988, they were manual wind. Like the Speedmaster. They used a Valjoux 727 movement. And in 1988, they decided they wanted to update the line. They wanted to go automatic. Interestingly enough, automatic chronographs had been available since 1969 when Zenith released the El Primero. The other famous movement maker at the time was the Caliber 11 project, which was a number of Swiss people, including Hoyer, who worked on a module type chronograph. And of course, we had the famous Seiko, the Japanese. But we don't mention the Japanese because we're Swiss watch snobs. Now, so basically 1988 came, Rolex went to Zenith. It wasn't so terminal to outsource parts of the business. My God, Patek Philippe had been using Nouvelle Lomania movements for many of their high-end complications and chronographs. So what happened then? Well, Rolex went to Zenith and they took the El Primero movement. They detuned it to a lower beats per hour, which has plus and minuses for doing that. Then what happened is, of course, in the 2000s, Rolex, then they wanted to go fully in-house, so they had their own movement. So yours is one of the in-house Rolex movements. Now, collectible-wise, it seems the older the Daytona, the more valuable. Of course, the plastic ones are more valuable, then the Zenith movement ones are more valuable. Now, I got to tell you the truth there. You've got a Rolex movement piece with, and you mentioned you have got the you've got the black dial. Okay, I think you're being a fucking moron. Okay, generally speaking, white or black. This is a crazy question, which people mill about this for hours. Fuck me dead. It's like the Polar Explorer 2, black or white. It doesn't really matter. They're both very, very cool. Generally speaking, in the ceramic, that's the latest model, people prefer the white dial because it contrasts with the black outer ring, the Panda, because of the eyes. So the Panda is probably the white one is more popular in the ceramic. In the pre-ceramic, which is what yours is, the black dial one is the more, they rumored, when I say more valuable, it's a bee's dick more valuable. Now, as for you, I think you're just a bit of a whiny son of a bitch. Okay, when you're talking about the white, you're talking about the white gold. These markers are white gold. I think you've got to remember your watch has aged a little bit. I think you're just nuts, okay? That's such a first world problem. It is not so funny at all, because you should be so lucky to actually own a Daytona. So just harden the fuck up. That's correct. Harden the fuck up. Now, so did the Rolex company change the... Look, Rolex has done a number of things to their dials. The most valuable modern sort of Daytona is the inverted 6. So they've constantly tweaked the dials, fonts and text. There's so many little anomalies, the tritium and then lumen over. There is hundreds of little changes. So Rolex is constant. My best advice to you is leave the fucking thing alone. Stop being a fucking moron. You run into trouble when you try and do something which doesn't need to be fucking done. So that's my honest advice to you. You're being a fucking moron. Later models, well, that could just be photos. Is it real life? Is it how it's aged? It's just the most stupid thing I've heard anyone want to get out of a Daytona for. Maybe I should trade it for a white dial. Tell me what you think. I think you're a fucking idiot. Just keep what you've got. Keep what you've got, okay? That's honestly the best advice I can give you there. Keep what you've got. Look after it. For the next watch, I was thinking of the following. Okay, let me tell you this. The Rolex, the rule books in luxury watches has really, really changed, okay? Basically, what has happened is, I got to be honest with you, what has happened is non-Rolex is very soft. My best advice to you would be to stick with Rolex. Basically, there's a very good bit of advice. There's a video called Time Machines, which starred Tom Bolt, very famous London watch dealer, and he said stick with Rolex and Patek. That's correct, Patek Philippe and Rolex, and maybe Tudor, which is Rolex's sort of hipper, trendier, cheaper brand. So I got to be honest with you, IWC Portuguese automatic with black dial, it's a lovely looking piece. If you're going to buy that, you must buy that on the pre-owned market, because IWC, soft as they come. Very, 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 I personally wouldn't buy any IWC now, very soft. The JLC Master, again, JLC, JU54, I've got a Reverso. Would I buy another reverso if I had my time again? Probably no. I would have stuck with Rolex. So I would avoid any JLCs, especially ultra thin. Ultra thin, you got to understand this. People think it's so cool, it's so thin. There's a cost. Nothing is free in life. Generally speaking, the movements are more delicate. They're thinner because the plates are thinner. I mean, fuck, it's basic physics. So I'd generally avoid any ultra thin JLCs personally. And the brand is fucking soft. The brand is fucking soft. Look, the Reverso Tribute to 1931, it's a very wanted watch there, but I wouldn't be buying Master Ultra Thin Moon, no. Master Ultra Thin Date, no. I wouldn't do that. My best advice to you is stick with Rolex. Stick with Rolex. What do you got? How many watches have you got? What do you got? What do you got? You got a Daytona? Just stick with Rolex, man. Rolex is it. That's what I would be doing. Look, you sound like a bit of a dick. You'd fit right in. You'd fit right into Rolex. Stick with Rolex. I wouldn't buy any other brand. Stick with Rolex. IWC, very, very soft. The problem is too, when I say it's soft, you don't really see this in the used market. But if you wanted to sell one to a dealer, they would really rip you a new arsehole. Same as JLC. JLC's, besides a few models, it's basically pretty soft. I would avoid, if you've only got one lousy fucking Daytona, what I would do if I were you, seriously, you got a steel Daytona. That's the hardest Rolex to get. Beautiful. I would get myself a similar vintage, so 2005-ish. Get yourself an Explorer 2, because that'd be your GMT function watch. And then I'd get myself some sort of diver, like a Submariner. Or if you wanted to be a little bit funky, go for a Tudor Black Bay. That's a very cool watch. That's what I'd do. I'd build up a little Rolex collection. To wander into these brands is pure stupidity. Absolute stupidity. IWC, Cactus Maximus. JLC, stay the fuck away from that stuff. You're in New York City. The dealers are all cunts in New York. They're just fucking assholes. Fucking assholes. You'll get just stick with Rolex. That's the best advice I can give you, Norman. Stick with Rolex. And as for your question about the dial, that's the most stupid fucking thing I've heard. That's just fucking ridiculous, my friend. So I hope it helps. I hope it helps there. Stick with Rolex. Buy only Rolex. Avoid IWC. Avoid JU54. They're just toxic. The watch industry is at the worst it's ever been, except Rolex. Avoid those brands, okay? So there you go, guys. I'm Paul Pluta. That's a paid review for Norman. Tell me what you think, guys. Have I been too harsh? Have I been too nasty? Please, guys, like, subscribe, tell your fuckhead friends, put some nasty comments below, and don't be afraid to get your own paid review, because this whole watch market is changing, and I'll give you the latest advice.
Oh. Hey ArchieLuxury fans, if you're into luxury, then you gotta be into 66 Buick Rivieras. Check out my son and I, Alex, as we restore this beautiful 66 Buick.
Neighbors are having a picnic, you know, having fun and stuff. Me, I'm doing cars. It's what I've done my whole life.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mark Goldberg for ArchieLuxury AC3, the Pontiff Satan de Ville. I want to sincerely thank you for having sat through this video, because I know it was awful, but you know what? You do it for the greater good of humanity. Thank you so much. Now, a couple of quick pieces of homework. Now that you've watched this video, I would like you to hit thumbs up. If you must, hit thumbs down, but if you'd hit thumbs up, I would especially appreciate it. go ahead and leave a really nasty comment and tell him how awful this content was. But most importantly of all, the entire reason that I am linking up with Archie Luxury in the first place. I am a published author. Let Dogs Be Dogs. Available in bookstores, Amazon, and electronically somewhere near you. Remember, Archie Luxury. He's not just a figment of your imagination.